Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Do you like action figures? Do you wish that those two would get together, get married, and have a dwarf baby? Well, you're in luck, because NECA did just that with their Dungeons and Dragons dwarf action figure of Elkhorn right here. And I have to say, this is probably one of the best dwarves that NECA's ever created. So, let's check it out. Bam! We've got the NECA Dungeons and Dragons Elkhorn action figure. Here's Elkhorn right there. He is a dwarven warrior from the Good Figures action line, or the Good Action Figure line. Here's the side with Elkhorn in toy photography pose. Nice. Here's the other side with the D&D logo, Elkhorn, as well as another great image of Elkhorn. Looks like he's getting ready to chop some people up. On the back side, we have Elkhorn in wonderful toy figure action poses. Great job, whoever does the toy photography, as well as others from this line. These are the bad guys. Here is a good guy from the first, wave of this. So that's Strongheart. Here is Elkhorn's biography, and he's actually the partner of Strongheart right there. So that's awesome. But here's the top. Here we go. That's great. Ooh, setting the scene. And here's the bottom of the NECA box. And all the wonderful people over at NECA who helped make this action figure. If you ever see them, buy them a cup of coffee. You know, let them know how awesome they are. And true to most NECA action figure toy lines, the packaging, it does open up, revealing great toy photography of Elkhorn right here in a dungeon, as well as the action figure itself. You get the figure, as well as all these wonderful accessories that we need to check out right now. So let's go ahead and open them up. So out of the box with this dwarf, you get a ton of accessories. As you can see, this might be actually the most accessories I've ever received out of a NECA action figure, ever. But before we get right into that, in the packaging, you get this background of kind of a cavern-esque dill, which you can use for display. Now, let's go ahead and check out the accessories. But before we do that, if you can figure out which one of these NECA accessories I already broke, you get a gold star. Ready? Dee 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 dee. Yes, it's the backpack. In fact, actually right here, it actually has a little bit of a tab that would go right there that would actually slide into the back right here. As you can see, kind of like loose, like plastic leather that he has there. And you're supposed to pry it up, and it's really flat there. But unfortunately, me trying to get it to pry up to slip it in, unfortunately, my superhuman strength broke it. But let's go ahead and check out the accessories, starting with the backpack first. And I am loving this. You got the whole kind of like leather grain kind of a deal with all the folds. Got that knapsack going on, his sleeping bag, and all that wonderful textures you can see with the buckles and everything. And then right here on the side, you have these two little holes where the sword part goes in, the scabbard aspect. And you see the two prongs right there. They just insert like so. Bang, perfect, awesome, great right there. And then right here, you have these great straps right here that hold his axe right here. And that just slides in like so, as you can see. Not too bad, and you can either have the axe facing this way or facing the back so he doesn't cut his back. Wonderful details on the backside as well. All right, and this little shiny stuff is not actually part of the backpack. It's how I actually got it to hold onto the action figure after I broke it. Blue dots are awesome. He had this wonderful chopping axe that we just saw right here, his hand axe. Got this great kind of like patina right here with wonderful texture. That chip mark right here. This axe has definitely seen some battle. Nice razor sharp edge, as you can see with the change of the color. Great wood texture all around. Man, spare no details for even the littlest things. And then again, with that sword aspect, it got this wonderful scabbard all banded in leather, encased at the ends with, I'm assuming it's kind of like maybe brass or whatnot. And again, great handle. Even got like kind of a face on there. That's awesome. Don't know what that's for. And kind of like maybe like the dwarven little artistry right there. A lot of angular aspects. And ching! Yes! It's a great sword. I mean, well, long sword. It could be a great sword, but it's great. Again, got the chipping details, as you can kind of see a little bit here and there. Not too much, but great deal. The handle's awesome looking. Great details on that with the artistry on it. Oh man, even like the bandit leather on the hilt. Nicely done. All right. He has a dagger, like so, in case you need to use it for hunting, skinning, or that's your last resort weapon. It's kind of got a little bit, I don't know, striations kind of to it. Slight little, that's just maybe a little, not chip, but not too bad. Very similar to the other ones with the kind of like brass gold handle. And that just goes right into his front scabbard right there. Not too bad, not too bad. And it just pops out pretty easily. Then we have this awesome kind of like great hammer pick or something like that. I'm not sure the name of it. Again, that same kind of brasswork details. Nice little metal banding that's right here. Like, oh, fake metal banding in plastic. Obviously, it's painted that way. Little sharp here at the top and the side right here. This is great. Again, that kind of wood aspect here. The banding is gorgeous right there. Kind of a copper deal. Ending a kind of a metal, kind of a square right there. Really awesome. This is great. Oops, put this back. Yeah, rolling his head around. Then you have this great hammer. Oh, this is gorgeous. I mean, same type of motif with the the kind of a squares, the rough angles, very dwarf-like. That is just gorgeous. Again, the banding here, I'm guessing this kind of like faux leather with the metal banding, even with like little rivets or studs in there to hold it into place. Even like right down here at the very bottom, just all these little details where you kind of have this like flower or burst motif right there at the bottom. That is so gorgeous when it comes to these deals. It's got that very high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons vibe to it. Okay, my favorite piece of this whole accessory aspect is this great axe. Look at this beast. Oh my goodness. Okay, seriously, the pattern in here, that kind of mace-like deal, is just gorgeous. You can kind of get lost in just looking at it. Even kind of got like a lattice thing of metal in there holding it together. Got that nice chip work right there, so you definitely know it's seen some damage right here. Seen some battle. Nice little spear with that, keeping it top. Wood grain right here, really nicely done. The bandit kind of end aspects to kind of hold it, to bind it at the bottom. And again, that same like metallic ball right there. But oh my goodness, they did a great job on this piece. This is like my favorite weapon of his right now. Then you follow that up with his shield. No, I mean, he's an adventurer. He's gonna have fight. He's gonna take damage. He needs to protect himself. And I mean, seriously, look. They got claw marks on here. It's got that kind of beaded hammer aspect to it, and the texture. You just feel it, and that great like dual tone color right there, like a little dirtiness to it. Oh, that's so good. And then all these like kind of banded aspects to hold it together. And it just doesn't stop there. You got these wonderful chip marks on the side where sword blows have been like taken onto it, you know, just like bam, bam, the action he has seen. And then flipping this thing over. I mean, awesome. This guy can actually hold it. You know, he's got his place here to hold it with his arm, to strap it down with the leather aspect. And then you kind of got this like buzzsaw kind of looking deal in here. I mean, even details on the inside. That is just so gorgeous. I mean, this is an awesome piece. I mean, honestly, this is going to be great for anyone who loves Dungeons and Dragons, who loves doing toy photography, especially high fantasy stuff. Oh, okay. Now we have his torch, and I love the translucent color on this deal. My gosh, from the dark kind of like orange, and it lightens up here at the top. Then it just, the flames coming off this gnarly wood aspect. Oh, it is just so pretty. And then they did such a great job on that sculpt. Then no true adventurer would be without some kind of libation, some refreshment after a hard-earned victory. Who knows what kind of rot guts in this deal. Just a simple chug. And then adventurers sometimes find treasure. Maybe this is like the heart of the mountain. So kind of a jewel thing going on here. It's not too bad. It isn't really like, actually you can hold it, I don't think, or do much with it, but it's just a nice little accessory. Now there is actually a piece that I lost somewhere, this kind of like little purple geo crystal. I'll probably find it 10 years from now when I step on it sometime, but Sadly, I had it, but I lost it, so can't show you that. He has his alternate head right here, which is his battle head. He's got his mouth open up, ready for battle. Gorgeous helmeted horn with the jewels right there. The nice bronze gold paint. The horns coming out, and just the paintwork right there. Okay, and then the eyes, they have that kind of glint. They put like a gloss in there. So definitely you're gonna get that little eye glint to it, and that's just great. And hashtag beard goals. Look at this thing. This thing is luscious. Oh man, I would need to like try to grow that. It might take me 10, 15 years. And you got the ponytail in the back, and this is actually movable as well. So you kind of have to take this sucker off to put the head into the deal. So, that's how that works, and this works for both of them like that. This is a gorgeous head. And then you have his hands. He has his torch hand that looks like this. Kind of got like a gnarly kind of grip, so it inserts like so, and it goes in really well. Very nice, very nice. It's a great hand piece. And that's just his, what do you call it? His left hand. And then he has two sets of hands that are kind of open grip hands that really the difference of them is just kind of the whole size of the hands, just kind of depending on how big of a hole you want for your weapon to slip in. Don't make it dirty, people. But one of the nice things about this is these fingers are kind of nice and semi-soft, so it lets you kind of adjust them to be able to put any of those weapons in. Really nice. And then by default, he does have his kind of closed punching hands, as you can see here. Now let's check out the details of the action figure itself. As we saw in his alternate head, he has the same type of head style, but this one just being a more closed mouth, neutral stance. So almost got a little bit of a jolly look to him. But again, that nice luscious beard with the blue tinting, the banding right here, it's nice and gold. Again, the helmet we've already seen on the alternate head, but it's the same kind of style. And again, this part moves, and I have to take this off and pull this head up. Now, I will say this. What just fell off? His scabbard just fell off. Well, as you can kind of see, we'll just segue to that right now. It's got little prongs right here. They just kind of snap into there, but I'm gonna set this off to the side. But this head is really hard to take off. It's gonna take a little bit of a elbow grease to do that. You might want to use a hair dryer at first, as you don't want to probably break anything, but it is possible, but it's got a real secure aspect to it. Now, following down that, you have this wonderful ring mail that goes around his shoulder area and all the way down his arms, and you can just kind of make out almost every single one of those like links, and they have that nice like leather banding trim around it that goes around the straps. Really great. And that also goes right into his belt, which is not removable, and then just going all the way to the round. Again, you have this wonderful great dwarven belt. I don't know, what does it give you, like a +2 in strength, maybe? It's got to be magical, something that looks like this. And just look at all you got the jewels, you got those dwarven ruins right there. I mean, this is awesome. This is really awesome. And again, you have that kind of leather aspect, his leather armor underneath, giving him more protection. His leather gauntlets right here, again, with the folds and everything. Oh, I love that. And I love the fact that you can kind of see like aspects of both the light or medium brown and dark brown in there. Oh, it's just great paint job at all. And then his pants, which I love the fact that if you're an adventurer, you're going in fighting with sea foam pants. My gosh, just look at that coloring. That is, what is a -12 to stealth? People are gonna see you in the dark. But I love that fabric, that texture. Oh my gosh. It's just got such a great like finger feel to it. It's really nice. And then the boots themselves, the leather boots, are awesome. Strapped up on there. Then they kind of bend down right here. Not your traditional looking kind of boots, but almost like a leather sneaker. But you know, it is a boot. And you got laces that you can see. It's just gorgeous. He's got like, again, the peg holes to hold him up. Sadly, nothing down here. No texture or anything like that. But yeah, that's fine. But oh, front, side, back, other side. I mean, this is like one of the best looking dwarf figures I have ever seen. I mean, and I've seen some other dwarf figures on other lines, and this one's just like, wow. And especially for the price point. So this stouty dwarf is actually pretty tall. at about 6.5 inches. Probably more like 5.5 if you can remove his helmet, but 6.5 up to his horn, if you know what I'm talking about. And just to give you an idea how this dwarf will stand up in your NECA collection, here he is with Alf and the creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA. And not forgetting any of my Mythic Legion fans out there, which, if you don't know what Mythic Legion's action figures are, go online, research them. They're awesome, high fantasy action figures, really good stuff. But this is how he'll look within that line. And we definitely have to, again, we gotta check out the articulation. So, the head, it can move side to side a little bit. Restrictions with the beard. Obviously, you're not really gonna go forward. Beard restrictions. Not too much back. Side to side. That's about it. You get a little bit, but you know, hey. It's all for the beard, people. It's all for the beard. Putting his arms up. Not too bad of a T-motion. Again, this part's gonna be restricting everything a little bit, but it's not too bad of a hindrance. Shoulders only gonna go up to here, and only gonna go back here. You're not gonna get a full 360 rotation again due to this aspect right here. Let's see. There is rotation here somewhat, but it's gonna be tricky. So you're not gonna get it. Right there at the bicep, really smooth rotation right there. Bends in quite nicely. That's gorgeous. Let's see right here. A little sticky, but it does move around. Great there at the gauntlet area. Hands can go inwards right there at the wrist. A little bit more backwards, so not too bad. And again, a nice 360 spin. And that's gonna be for all of them. Right there, nothing that's gonna happen here. Too much restrictions with this leather aspect, just covering it all. So you're not gonna get him kind of posing from the side, you know, with his feet playing on different wares. But that's not too bad, it's not too bad. Legs? A dwarf that could do a split? Oh man, that's gonna be some awesome. Yes. Anybody's into stop motion, maybe we can make this dwarf dance. That'd be cool. Nice front kick. Back kick is so-so. Knees. Bend. Not too bad. Any rotation. Ooh, like butter. Hips. Not too bad, not too bad. Feet. Go down. Go up. They rock. Side to side. Yes, they do. That's awesome. I think that's it on him when it comes to articulation. Yeah. Not too bad, not too bad. Now here are just a few of the things that I really like about this Elkhorn Dungeons & Dragons Dwarf from NECA. First off, you get a ton of accessories. I mean, probably the most I've ever gotten, again, I've said it before, from any NECA action figure. And they are superb with all the weaponry that he gets. Then, you have the sculpt and coloring on this dwarf. I mean, it is just mind-blowing fantastic. I mean, there's not a single piece on this dwarf that I don't like. I mean, everything from the front to the back is expertly done, looks great with all the coloring, and that also transitions to all those wonderful accessories. With, again, it's really hard to pick your favorite, but if I had to, it's the giant battle axe with that maze-like appearance within the actual axe head section. Whew, can't talk. But, I mean, everything is just done so well. You have to admit, the sculptor on this, the colorist on this, they have to be D&D fans themselves with this level of nerdmazingness. Woo, new word. And lastly, but not least, it's a freaking Dungeons & Dragons action figure. I love how NECA has gotten into this franchise. They are just blowing it out of the water, and just, again, hopefully they're making new D&D fans out there. I'm a D&D fan myself, so I'm biased. I love it. And please, NECA, hit me up. Let me know. Is there gonna be a bard coming out soon? Now, as for a few things I didn't like, the head on this figure, though nice and secure, it is really, really tough to get off. I mean, I had to struggle. I didn't use any kind of heating method at the time, but maybe I should have. If you have one of these, try the heating method. Let me know. Does that help loosen it up a little bit better? You know, make it pop off? But man, it is hard to get off and it is hard to put back on. But I guess that's kind of a good thing as well, but you are gonna have to struggle a little bit. With the armor that it has, again, love it. It's great, but how it's put on there, there is kind of all that rubbery aspects that it just doesn't quite move, lending to the articulation. So there's gonna be some dynamic poses that you're not going to be able to fully achieve with this figure. It's not horrible, but it is just a little bit of a con for me. And lastly, unfortunately, I really like that backpack that he comes with, but that aspect, that piece that I broke off on the back end, because it was so flat, I mean, that's kind of a bummer. Maybe I should have tried heat to see, but I feel like it was kind of slightly designed. Maybe it could have been better designed with just having it out a little bit more forward to be able to slip in there so you didn't have to kind of pry it open. That way, less likely to break. But I found an easy workaround. Again, glue dots are awesome. If you break something, they can help easily reattach something with little ease. Man, I had a Nerdmazing blast showcasing that NECA Elkhorn Dungeons & Dragons Dwarf to you guys. I mean, what a blast. Again, I still think it's one of the best dwarves I've ever seen in an action figure line. And that might be saying something, that might not be. But let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Well, thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. And if you did, consider subscribing. Heck, even drop a like too. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the next Nerdmazing episode. Like this one right here, showcasing more NECA action figures, or whatever drops down here. And this is Adam with Nerdmazing, and I'll see you next time.